welcome to our Midsummer celebration or pre-Midsummer celebration, as Midsummer is tomorrow. But we thought, why not celebrating before? we always need a reason to celebrate and drink whiskey. Ottoman, what are you thinking?
Yeah, absolutely right. And we do not want to hinder anyone to celebrate Midsummer tomorrow. So we have today the preparation. Everyone knows how to proper celebrate. And then even we can do it tomorrow.
I hope so.
Everyone.
Yeah, welcome and we hope we have a great evening. Nochmal kurz auf Deutsch für unsere Zuschauer. Ihr könnt eure Kommentare gerne auf Deutsch schreiben. Wir übersetzen das gerne, gar kein Problem. Oder ihr schreibt es einfach auf Englisch, wie ihr möchtet. And for our English viewers, so no worries. I just told our German viewers that they can write their comments in German and we just translate them. Yeah, I mean, Tamara, do you know Midsommar? I just know it from IKEA.
Yeah, that's also my experience. Some years ago, I celebrated it really at an IKEA market here in Cologne. And it was just eating potatoes, fish, and drinking a lot of schnapps. So I don't know how I found my way home, but this is my only experience with Midsommar, and I'm sure it's not really authentic when you do it at IKEA. At least I hope so.
That would be really sad, but I don't think so. So you have no clue for Midsommar. I have no clue for Midsommar. What could we do?
Let's ask Rob.
Yeah, we have a special guest today, live from Sweden. Just say hello to Robert or Rob. Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Well, it's not sunny anymore in Sweden because we're closing in on midsummer, so the weather officially gets worse. In general, actually.
Darker and darker.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so it's a classic Swedish midsummer evening. It's pretty normal here. It's always like that.
Oh, Rob, if you want to just tell one or two sentences about you, who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing here?
You can actually wonder why I'm here, but my name is Robert, and I got a question here. What's in your glass tonight? I'm drinking a Macmyra because I'm on the channel, and I have the Swedish oak here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have that as well. I have that just on my left. Well, I'm on the show apparently because I'm a Swedish crazy person that likes whiskey, and I like most whiskey. I have a few Swedish, and I have a few Irish, and I have a few Scotches that I tend to enjoy. And I connected with these two lovely ladies on Instagram, and they just asked the question, can you come and tell me about Swedish Midsummer? And I said, without thinking too much, of course I can. But I mean, it's very, very unique how you celebrate your Midsummer every year. It's depending on weather and which friends are, So that's why I'm here. So I'm the Swedish expert.
Yeah. Glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. I mean, you are more expert than we are.
Yeah. So maybe also to our viewers, the question, what have you in your glass tonight? Are you having a whiskey as well, or just some soft drinks? It's not a problem at all.
No, you have to be whiskey. No, you don't.
Please drop us any comments and questions. I see already we have Petra and Eve online. Hi, how are you doing?
Here we have Petra and we have Eve. We'll see if we have a nice Midsummer or not.
Okay.
But Rob, you told us that Midsummer is celebrating, or at least the real celebration is tomorrow, not today.
It's tomorrow and on Saturday. You have the Midsummer's Eve. It's more the tradition of what you eat and how you celebrate barbecues and such. And Midsummer's Day often, in some parts of the country, you go clubbing or go to the pub, or you continue partying. It depends on what's open and where you are actually, because it's a two-day party actually in Sweden normally. Everything is different now. So you just to be clear, we Swedish aren't totally crazy running around naked in the pandemic and partying. So this year will be different. So don't think that we're doing that, because it's a bit more controlled this year, I think.
Yeah, due to the pandemic times. Yeah, but what would like the start point or something like that if you don't have the pandemic? Are there any rituals to start Midsummer, or is it just like, oh yeah, I'm going out and have a party?
Well, it was different when I was a kid, actually, because you did certain things. I mean, you picked flowers and everything. I don't remember, because it's like 500 years ago. But I think that the girls could pick 7 types of flowers or something. A Swedish person would argue with me and say it's 9 or 10. I don't remember, because I'm not a girl and I didn't pick flowers. I wasn't allowed by my parents. No, but and you're supposed to keep them, and you will find out who is your person that you will marry or something like that. I don't remember if that's on the day before Midsummer's Eve or on the night, on the Midsummer's evening night. I don't remember that. But in general, you don't have any special morning rituals or something like that. Some people tend to eat pretty early, and they eat new potatoes, that we call in Sweden, nypotatis, and you call them frikartoffeln. Yeah, I've read up on the all-knowing internet, what it's called in German. And you have that with herring, I think, pickled herring.
Yeah.
Herring in German, perhaps, something like that. Yeah. And you have that with some, I don't know what the white thing is called in English. I don't know. Sour cream, I think.
It's the same.
And some vegetables and everything like that. So you eat a pretty light meal during the day. Most people do, and they finish it off with like a strawberry cake. So you start with that, and I think in the afternoon, depending, you do a bit of dancing around the maypole, I think it's called, milestone, or the midsummer's pole, as we call it in Sweden. And that's, some people also go to some sort of, I mean, it's almost like a farmer's market or something like that, where you can do I don't know what it's called in English. Merry-go-rounds. You know what that is? Carousel in Swedish. Things that it's smaller. In smaller,
yeah,
exactly. In smaller, like in some parks or something like that. So it's very different and unique depending on where you live. But what I read, the difference between a midsummer that you said, the difference between midsummer and like Christmas, is that Christmas is mainly family. And midsummer can be family and extended family and friends and everything, or just friends. So it's more like not perhaps so much with your family if you don't have kids and everything. Then they are. I mean, I celebrated my midsummer's evenings with my family when I was a child, and we had the maypole, and we danced around the maypole, and we sang songs about small frogs. I know it's crazy. And about små grodorna. It's a Swedish song, and it's So as a child, you don't realize how much people drink at midsummer, but you come to realize that when you get older. Yeah. And you also have the schnapps for the herring and the potatoes and everything. It's very common that you drink some schnapps during the day and in the afternoon.
Sounds like it would be a great feast for Germans as well, with schnapps and singing.
Yeah, it sounds like German tradition, actually.
When you say you are celebrating with your family as a child and dancing around a milestone, is this on a central place in the village or the community, or do you have this in your own garden or something like this? So
it depends. I've seen people. It's pretty common in areas that allow it. I live in a rental apartment house, so apparently I don't have a midsummer's pole or midsummer, but you can see them in certain like villages or something. You can see them in the gardens and such, smaller ones. But if you raise one in the community or something, it can be pretty high, or in like a park or in a field or something like that. So it's very dependent on where you live, and I actually read up on that, because when people got poorer in Sweden around the 1900s, it was very common to celebrate in your, like, where you lived. You don't go away. You don't go like, oh, I'm going on a vacation 100 miles away and spending a lot of money for midsummer. Then you stuck at home and you did the best you could. I mean, the fish was pretty cheap. So it's a working man's holiday from the start, I would say. So it's a pretty different. It doesn't have to cost that much money. You have your booze and perhaps some beers, and you have the fish, and you have the potatoes, and in the evening perhaps a barbecue or something like that.
Oh, yummy. Before we are talking further about Midsommar, Tamara, could you tell me the cocktail recipe?
Yes, sure. So we have a special cocktail created by a bartender for us with our björksaft. So we really tried to get this flavor from spring in a glass. So I asked him to do it more or less really easy, so that everyone can make it at home as well. And he came up with a really good idea, because this one works as a short drink and as well as a highball. So you can decide if you want to add soda water, then you have to use a highball glass, or you use a tumbler. Then so you're doing
highball glass.
So just put in some ice cubes in your glass. So not that many, because you need to stir around. But it's easier to start with the ice cubes instead of letting them splash when there's already liquid in it.
Then I would have like a new sea in my kitchen like the last time.
Yeah.
All right, done.
So, and then you take 4 centiliters of our björksaft.
How many spoons are that?
I always have a jiggler, so I do not know. So it's one. It's not a wee dram, but a good measure of a dram.
I mean, I have nothing against a wee dram, so that's fine as well. 4,
yes.
Yep, check.
Then half, so 2 vermouth.
Yep.
Then you have then take a dry, extra dry. It's tasty, but whatever you want.
I have a rosé because I didn't get anything else.
I think it's nice with this as well. So 2 cl.
I did.
You have already, and then 1 cl of elderflower syrup.
That's pretty less, but okay.
Yeah, but it's enough.
1, all right.
Yeah, because there's also already this what I think elderflower also in the björksaft as a very as a flavor, and also when you take some birch sap, so we get it in Russian supermarkets here, then this also tastes like elderflower for me, at least. Yeah. So and now stir it a little bit with the ice cubes. Yep. And then you can drink it as it is, or you put in your soda water.
If I can open it, then I will do that. How much, or just like I feel?
Just like you feel. Nah. So I have this glass and fill it up.
All right, guys.
Okay, then.
Then I would say skål.
Skål.
Great pre-celebration of Midsommar.
Skål.
Yummy. Oh, really fresh.
And it's quite refreshing for the hot summer days.
It is, totally. And you don't get drunk that fast if you put it.
But remember, there's still 6 cl of alcohol in it.
Yeah, but I mean, you can refill it with soda. So, I mean, you could put it up to the top of the glass. So then it's fine. Maybe I can start with it. I have in a few weeks, I'll have a tasting. And I think if I'm allowed to, I will start with that cocktail. That's really cool because it's really refreshing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice. What's in your glass tonight? I just saw that you have whiskey in your glass.
I switched. So I used the björksaft as well. And this is a pretty unique whiskey for Swedish whiskey, I say. It's very much different than the other Swedish whiskeys I've had. It's very spicy. I like it a lot. It's
I really like that as well. Heike stated that the cocktail sounds very tasty. So Heike, if we see us in a few weeks or month or something like that, we can do that together, because Heike just has water in her glass. But that's fine as well.
Yep.
Hi, Holti. How are you doing?
Okay, so let's come back to Midsommar.
I'm so hungry.
So Rob, I read that it's very famous to have some games when you meet outside, and and yeah, the only game I know that we play that is from Sweden and which is much funnier when you are really drunken is Kupp.
Kupp, yes. Yeah.
It's in German we also say Vikings chess, Wikinger Schach.
Ah, I see. Oh yeah, that's
really interesting when everyone is drunken.
Yes. Otherwise, it's not that funny.
Yeah, but still, I can imagine that it's a good game for Midsommar as well. Do you?
I think it probably be played a lot during these times. I mean, it's easy to have social distancing. If someone comes too close, you can hit them with the stick so they move away. It's pretty good to have. Yeah, go away. One thing, and then smash them on the head. Yeah, I think you could probably do anything. I think that people play football and everything. You got a comment? Oh
yeah, I said that's very sad because he has no whiskey in his glass. He just have Jever with is a German beer, but to be honest, I don't like that. I'm sorry, Holti.
Yeah.
But he also says that a very rare Teeling waiting for his. So no, Rob and I think tomorrow as well, but Rob and I are like Teeling fangirls and fanboys.
Yeah.
Which Teeling is waiting for you? I would really like to know that.
But he also states that it's only playable when drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Flunkyball? It reminds me a little bit of Wikinger Schach. I'm not good in both, so.
Yeah, but it's fun when you're in the right with the right group of friends.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm losing always if I play games like that, but that's fine because it's so much fun. Yeah, true. And I mean, you are doing it with people you like, or you are doing it with people you get to know. I really like that you catch up together, get to know new people. I mean, Rob, you are saying that like in Sweden, you are living far away from each other. Obviously, besides we're in like big towns or something like that. And so I can imagine that Midsommar is a great way to catch up with people again.
Yeah, a lot of people from it's one of those days and holidays that you connect with people that's been away for a while, if you understand what I mean. They've moved to other cities and such. Do you come back to your hometown and you meet up with your old friends and everything? So that's a common thing. A lot of people go to a Swedish island called Öland. It's just a few miles off my town, and normal times there's a few thousand people gathering in a town called Borgholm and just partying. So it's pretty crazy there. I've been there when I was younger, and it was like riding police and everything. So yeah, it's pretty crazy celebrations in normal times then. But I think it's calmed down a bit, and there's a lot of people going camping and everything, you know, and big camping grounds. It's a common thing. My sister is with her family in a caravan on Öland during this weekend.
Cool.
Where? Where are they? Do you know that?
Böda Sand, it's called. There's actually a TV show called Böda Sand where they see all the crazy people that come there every year. I mean, there's people having their certain camping spots every year, so they pay for it. And they have like a little garden, if you understand. And every year they come back. And they have something called like the First Avenue or something, like a street where they live. Really crazy. That's not my sister. And she's going with her German husband, by the way. He's
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, but so this year everything will be a little bit of different due to the COVID-19 thing we have. But I'm pretty sure that next year, hopefully, everything will be like in normal ways again. And then I'm really thinking about, because it sounds fantastic, I'm really thinking about just come over to you and celebrate Midsommar. That would be so cool.
I think it's going to be like everything. I mean, you have the St. Patrick's Day going to be crazy next year, and Midsommar in Sweden also, and some probably in Finland you have a few holidays that's called Vappu, and you have the Midsommar in Finland. They will also be totally crazy, or more crazy, because Finns are more crazy than the Swedish people are, and they always have been. They're more drinking and tougher than the Swedish people.
Very sympathetic.
No, they're more tough than the Finland. Finland,
I think our carnival will be also very crazy next year, even crazier than the other years.
I hope so, because as every one of you know, I'm originally from Cologne. So a year without carnival, or 2 years now in a row without carnival, is like, damn. It's really not good. It's like Sweden without Midsommar for 2 years.
Yeah.
So no, that's not a good thing. But I'm thinking that the tourists will be like very crazy and ruin everything. But yeah, that's fine. I mean, Rob, that's a good point. Do you have like a lot of tourists that are celebrating Midsommar in general, or is it really like a Swedish thing?
I think that perhaps some people from abroad will be coming to watch us. I don't know how the vacations are in other countries, but Midsommar is often the start of the Swedish vacation period. So I'm starting my 3 weeks vacation next week, but I can choose whatever I want to be free. I have that kind of work. Everyone doesn't have that, but many people start their vacation period after Midsommar, so they have 4 weeks after Midsommar. But I don't know about it's a lot of English people coming here and a lot of German people. I don't think they come here for Midsommar, but
okay.
Yeah, you would know because you're from Germany. I would.
Oh, probably, yeah. I mean, next year, so.
That means that the school vacation also starts with Midsommar?
I think they've been off school for 2 weeks, perhaps, something like that. And I think they perhaps actually quit early or something because of the pandemic.
Yep.
Didn't want the kids in school left. So we have had a chance to it's been turning to the better in Sweden actually lately. So it's looking good now. I hope we don't mess up during the Midsommar festivities. And it turns to worse again. Yeah.
But when we talked right before the show, you had a nice fun fact for us with the Maistong and its origin.
Yeah.
So
because I'm not like a traditionist. I don't do anything in my life or something like that by book. So I don't know these traditions. I've been experienced them as a child, but everything has been changing. But the Maistong it's always been. You share that on your promo. It looks, you can imagine what it looks like if you have imagination. It's up to yourself. But it's actually, I think and believe, a German tradition from the start. So we've stolen it or inherited it from Germans because the Germans have visited Sweden on numerous occasions through history. And not always have been welcome. Now we like when you come over, but a few hundred years ago, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, that's true for a lot of countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. Ja, but for our German viewers, ihr werdet es kennen unter Maibaum. I have no clue what Maibaum is in English. May tree?
Maypole.
Maypole, I guess it's maypole.
Yeah, you told me before.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and I'm not sure, but we have a complete different tradition with that. We are not, as far as I know, we are not dancing around it.
Oh yes, in some villages we do. So the small village I grew up, we had it on our on a marketplace, and so at least when I was a child, we had this. I do not know if they do it nowadays still, but 30-some years ago we did this.
Oh, cool! Yeah, I can't remember. I just know that you get the tree before your house if someone falls in love with you with like a little bit
that's just the birch itself, but you have really this maypole which was in our trailer. This picture, it looks like this on the central place in the village.
So it looks like I just have no clue of German tradition.
I think it's also dependent on where you grew up.
Yeah,
it's like in Sweden, probably.
Yeah. Rob, do you know if the Midsummer celebration is very different depending on where you're living in Sweden, or is it like the same everywhere?
I think there's everyone knows how the tradition works and everything that's like normal in some festivities, but it probably could be different depending on you live in a big city like Stockholm. Then you probably go out to the country or something like that, or in the out to sea or something, to an island or something like that. So it's probably pretty different where you locate yourself. But if you live in a village and everything, it's probably just hang around with people and like you said, sometimes at the big square or something like that, football field, where you put up a maypole or something like that. So I don't think that what you do is that different. I think it's more different which company you have. I mean, if you're a few friends, you can. We don't do. I mean, I'm visiting a friend tomorrow, and he's a beer brewer, so we're having to sample some of his beer and having some food that he's prepared tonight. He was very annoyed. He said to me that there will be a guy coming over that only demands good food tomorrow, and that was me. So we're going to do that. And he doesn't eat fish, so I told him he has to fix up something else. So I'm doing something with shrimps and everything. So it's totally different. We're not doing any dancing to guys around the maypole on his balcony.
No?
It would be very, very weird.
No, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I know.
I hope for some videos on Instagram also.
I want to see
some whiskey perhaps or something like that tomorrow.
No, I want to have a video that shows you dancing somewhere. That would be
you can get evicted. Yeah, so we just have to be a couple of guys and respecting the quarantine actually.
Cool.
So we're going to play it cool tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, during these times, it's better to see someone than just to have a great celebration or something like that.
Yeah. And the good thing about Midsummer celebration is that you're normally outside, but we have a 60 or 70% chance of rain tomorrow. So haha to my sister that's in a camping ground. I hope she will have a good time when it's raining. Cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And
is it like
I'm a very mean person.
But is it like every year that you have kind of bad weather after, or is it just this year?
You always joke about it's like midsummer weather, you say in Sweden, midsommarväder. It's one of those unpredictable things that you can go from snow to rain to sunshine. And there was actually a Swedish commercial a few years ago when people were eating pickled herring, and they were out in the, I don't know what it's called, we have islands outside the town in the water. I don't know what it's called in English. It's called skärgård in Swedish actually, but some small islands outside of the mainland, and they were at the classic red Swedish cottage. I think you know the feeling, and they had a table with a white tablecloth and every pickled herring, and they were sitting, and they were like, "Oh, it starts raining," and they carried in the table, and exactly when they came in, the sun's out, and you can see them carrying this table inside and outside, and it ended with like, you should eat Abba herring. It's Abba is a brand of herring or pickled herring, so it's not from the band. It's like Abba.
Yeah.
And it is a Swedish midsummer weather. I mean, everything can happen. I think 2 years ago it was so sunny and hot, it was totally crazy. So that can happen, but you always joke about it.
Wow.
It's totally unpredictable.
A midsummer weather like Ireland, Scotland, or England, where you can do like the 4 seasons in one day or one night.
I actually, when I visited Dublin a few years ago, I was with a friend, and we walked on a street, and when we turned corners, it rained. So we went back, and it didn't rain. So we had a rain cloud that was on a block. So it's totally crazy. You could like see where the rain started and where it ended. And in Ireland, you can experience 4 seasons in one day.
You do. I mean, you know that I love Ireland, and Ireland is kind of my home, and it's so crazy. You can start with the perfect sunshine, blue sky, no clouds or something like that, and in the 2 or 3 hours later, you just have like rain or snow.
Yep.
Who knows?
No, you don't know. You have to be prepared, or
and
just be drunk.
Yeah.
You can always have a few Guinness and a few whiskeys, then you will notice if it's raining or snowing. Or
Right. Yeah.
How I met one of my best friends. If it was raining like cats and dogs, I'm not sure. I think it was at Dingle or something like that. And there's a sweet, nice pub. And so we just, or I was on my own. I just went to the pub because I don't want to get wet. And so I met the guys there, and we just drank 1 or 2 or more pints, the one or other whiskey as well. So, and we know each other since today, and that's like 8 years ago. So that's pretty cool. And I can imagine that is the same situation in Sweden if you catch up with guys you don't know because you just don't want to get wet because it's raining as much. And that's so cool that you meet new people because of that.
Yeah, I think the Irish people are probably more talkative than the Swedish are. We're a bit more controlled. Until we get drunk, then everything can happen. But that applies to anyone.
Midsommar, to get drunk and to get to know new people.
Yeah. They always say that a lot of marriages are started and broken up on Midsommar in Sweden.
Oh no!
So probably because of the alcohol. I don't know. I don't hope so.
Oh, that would be really, really bad. I mean, originally Midsommar was like because the day is getting shorter after. I don't know how to say that in English. Tamara, do you know Sommersonnenwende?
Solstice?
Solstice, yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also so that's today. The 24th is, I think, the birthday of John the Baptist, right?
Exactly.
That's some Christian background there could be if you want to.
Yeah. Johannes the Baptist.
Johannes the Baptist. Yeah. It's a connection with why Midsommar originally was celebrated in Sweden. Actually, I read up on that today. So it's a Christian tradition with pagan, like magic and everything that's been connected with that you want a good harvest and such. But it's the date and the celebration is from John the Baptist. You're actually very right on that. I'm impressed. Yeah. So I read up on the Swedish. The internet knows all.
Yeah. Oh, luckily we do have that. I mean, guck mal.
I mean, happy.
Hello,
Sarah.
Yeah, this would be one of my next questions. Do you have a special greeting or wish? But I think then it's Happy Midsommar, or do you have something?
Glad Midsommar, skål, botten upp, I don't know, everything like that. Something like that. But Glad Midsommar is a very common thing that we write to each other before going on like this extended holiday, because everyone is free tomorrow, and pretty many people have queued for the Swedish alcohol monopoly Systembolaget today. It's like 100 meters outside of mine with people standing and waiting. In a pandemic, we don't care. We have to have our alcohol, and then we respect the social distancing afterwards. So it's pretty stupid, but it's. I mean, I wasn't there today. I shopped mine like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
my few beers, because I can use my mind.
Yeah, but it's really crazy that you have like this restrictions.
Oh yes.
So alcohol. I was like, I mean, we are lucky in Germany that there's an online shop, or we just can buy it offline. I mean, I don't care, but we just like get everything you want nearly.
Yeah,
and that's like crazy.
It's not like that here. I got a sample pack actually yesterday from the United Kingdom, and it slipped through customs. I don't know how that happened.
No.
It was a gift from another brand. I'm not going to say something here on the Macmillan channel because it's not appropriate, I think. But it's crazy that it just slipped through, and some things don't.
Yeah, I mean, we had the same issue.
Understand anything.
Yeah, that's so crazy. When I send it with DHL, it's nearly fine. It's okay. But if I have like, I think the first package I sent to you was with UPS, but I'm not sure. It was sent back like because due to customs issues, and it was like, what? Come on, like if you send
UPS, you shouldn't use UPS if you send to Sweden, and I don't think it's a problem if you send like you say it's socks and you send them. But if you somewhere say that it's like a bottle or samples or something, then they can send it back and. No one knows why, because it's just UPS, DHL don't care. And I mean, it's not up to them, it's up to the Swedish people to pay alcohol taxes. If we don't, it should be DHL problem. So.
Oh, Sarah has the same issue with UPS.
She started sending me stuff, and it got returned to the United Kingdom after like 4 weeks or something like that.
No.
So yeah.
So we are very lucky in Germany tomorrow.
Yeah,
we are.
I think so.
Absolutely, yes.
That's so
I got
crazy.
the package sent to myself that was returned to Ireland because they found out that it contained a kilo in rum and raisin, so I sent that to Ireland, and I had to ship it to a friend in Germany, and she's bringing it to Sweden later this summer. I mean,
crazy. Yeah.
So I love it here.
Yeah, but so how do you get the alcohol for Midsommar? Like the schnapps and something like that?
Systembolaget, yeah. They have a lot of stuff. They actually have, and they have good service. And you can, if you don't have it at your local store, you can just tell them, well, I want Macmyra Björksav, can you bring it home? Yeah, sure. And you have it there for cost-free in 5 days or something like that. So they're really good. But if you want something like I drink a lot of Irish whiskey, and it doesn't exist in Sweden, then I have to buy it from abroad, and then it's a gamble. They won't bring anything from abroad for it's extreme amounts of money. And I don't have that kind of cash. It's too much. But I'm always worried that the customs will take it away from me.
And we just got like that from England now due to Brexit, but even now it's getting easier because we have like a new how do you say that in English? Zollabkommen. a new contract with the customs. Kind of
contract agreement, trade agreement.
Yeah. So luckily,
with the United Kingdom.
Yeah. So Germany has, or the EU, so Sweden as well, has like from, I think it's new from May, but I'm not sure, or June, that we have a trade agreement with them that customs is not that bad anymore, I hope. We'll see.
That could explain why my package actually was sent to me without any problem.
Oh, that would be cool, yeah. Maybe.
Because it arrived. I didn't have to pay anything.
Wow.
I called DHL and asked them, is there a problem? Because I see that it's been released from customs. Do I have to pay anything? And they were like, why are you calling us? It's on the way to your home. And I was okay. Don't mind me. Goodbye.
So,
because I really wanted it. Now it's already here. So I'm trying some new whiskeys next week. Yep.
Oh, I like that. So, do you know why? Because I'm getting hungry now, always. Yeah. Do you know why you're taking the first potatoes you have potato? It's not the first potato in the year, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's like the potatoes we eat at Midsommar. You don't have to. You can peel them with your hands when you boil them. You boil them with the. I don't know what it's called. Is it shell? No, it's not called a shell.
Schale.
It's like the skin. The peel. Yeah. You can remove that with your fingers and you eat them. You have them whole and you use like sour cream and you have your pickled herring and everything. You eat them. You have. I don't know what that's called in English. It's called dill or something like that, or parsley. I don't remember. I'm not a traditionalist, and I won't be eating fish tomorrow. But I think it's not really the first potatoes. But we call it the meat.
But the skin is very thin, so you can really good eat them or peel them with, or you can eat them without peeling. Then,
yeah, I do normally. So it's a pretty good meal. I think it's pretty adapted to hot weather or summer's days, actually, because it's not like heavy. You don't want to eat barbecue during the day and then you'll die around 2 in the afternoon after drinking a few beers and eating a healthy, hearty meal. So you do that in the evening when you've turned to the drinks and the beer and everything. I don't think there's a lot of whiskey at Midsommar. It's more beer, wine, and Prosecco.
I'm getting so drunk from Prosecco, seriously. I can drink more whiskey than I can with Prosecco. or beer. I love beer as well, as you know. So beer and whiskey are perfect, but prosecco, I'm out.
I'm drinking Kölsch tomorrow, actually. He's made his own Kölsch. But I don't think it's allowed to call it Kölsch because Kölsch is from...
Because it's from Cologne.
Yeah. But Kölsch is not really a beer.
It's a beer style.
But Tamara, you are living in Cologne as well, so it's not really a beer.
Yes, it's not, and you only serve it in so small doses.
And like thin glasses, like tubes.
Yes, right. So it's like a chemistry lesson when you get it.
So I think I'm getting some hate emails for trying this, but honestly, I love Kölsch. I love it. But for me, it's like not it. I mean, it is a beer officially, but
yeah. But you can now find it all over the world. So I had a Kölsch, so without the dots on the O. In New York City, I had it in Bangkok. I had it in Brisbane. So that's something like home. So even you pay $10 for the small person, but you can find it everywhere.
It's a light summer beer, if you want to call it a beer, Holly. But I think it's good in the hot weather or something like that. I wouldn't drink it in the winter.
No.
Yeah, true. I mean, you can celebrate without getting drunk. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can, because it's like a very low ABV from a Kölsch. Isn't it like 4 or 5% or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I suspect my friend's beer is very much stronger because he always brew very strong beer. And he has like a keg that we have to finish tomorrow because he wants to make new beer. He's a crazy guy, really. He's
Oh, crazy. I just said that I can remember when I was in Bavaria visiting a friend. They have like a beer festival in their hometown, which is a really small hometown, and it was like so strong. I just could drink like 2 tumblers of that, and then I'm out. I was like, what? They had what? I think the ABV was like over 10%.
That's too much.
So crazy, but it was delicious. Yeah, true. But it was so delicious, and I hope I can visit her next year again. So, Julia, if you are watching, just you know that I'm coming next year to the beer festival again. Yeah, but that's cool that we have like celebrations in Germany and Sweden that are connecting to people and to get to know new people. Have a great drink and great food. I'm so hungry now after that. That's so cool.
You should go for a doner kebab, perhaps.
Yeah. The little frogs again.
Yeah, that's what was telling us. Like, where did that come from, the little frogs?
I tried to actually find out about the little frogs and you dancing. I don't know where it's from originally. It's a kids game. It's for the children. Små grodorna är lustiga att se. It's Swedish, and it's like the small frogs are very funny to watch or to look at, and they dance and they do like jumping and gestures and everything. I think that also is like used in around Christmas, where you have stuff for the kids and you dance around the what's it called, the Christmas tree or something like that. We had that at my school. So it can be, the song can be used in winter and summer.
Great.
But like I said,
always good.
No celebration is like the other.
Yeah, but that's fine as well. I mean, it's cool to have a celebration in summer and in winter that are both like fun. Oh, yeah, they are fun. I think I love Christmas, so that's cool.
But most important that you connect with people, you have a good time and you behave, I would say, because you have children. You should act responsibly and like not get hammered, drunk. That means in English.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an important thing. You drink responsibly and act good.
Yeah.
Then you won't have any broken marriages, perhaps new marriages.
So crazy that luckily maybe due to the pandemic times, then hopefully the marriage will stay healthy and not get broken.
I think I hope so, but I mean the pandemic means that you've been stuck with your family at home for a very long time, so I'm not sure
that be bad as well.
no, either there will be a lot of kids in around like 1 year about, or a very large portion of single people. I don't know. I can't tell really. I think that we in Sweden haven't had a lockdown, so we've not been that affected like in England or perhaps even Germany. I don't know if you have had like those lockdowns.
Yeah, we had some, and then it was over, and then we had some more. It was over again, and we had some more.
And now we're waiting for the next.
Let's hope it won't be any next. So get your vaccines in, people. It's a good thing to do. It's one of the most important things that you can do to stop the pandemic. I had my first today, so I'm not allowed to drink whiskey, Holly said, but I haven't had any side effects or anything, so I'm feeling very good. I don't even have a pain in my arm, so.
That's good.
I just couldn't lift it like this, and that was it. What? Oh, come on.
I don't feel anything.
Hopefully
I can't feel my face. No. No, there's no problem tomorrow. No, don't say like that. I'm getting beers.
There won't be any problem tomorrow.
No. I refuse to have side effects. So
that's great. That's great. I love that.
That's very good,
guys.
Yeah.
Good.
Any more questions? I just dropped that comment. It was so much fun to have you here, and now I know more about Midsommar, and I really would like to celebrate next year because it sounds so.
Come over.
Would be really fun. But before we close off, we have 2 questions for you. So because that you are our very first guest in our show. And
wow, true. The first one. Yes. True.
And we have 2 questions for all our guests. So basically, we answered them in the first show when we were alone and introduced ourselves. And so we would like to know from you, what was the first whiskey, if you remember, you have ever tried? And what was the whiskey you fell in love with? So the whiskey, your whiskey journey starts with. It's not, it must not be the same whiskey. It can be, but must not.
It wasn't for me.
For me neither.
Thing is that my first whiskey that I was introduced with, I probably perhaps drank something really bad. I don't remember. But I got my first whiskey bottle that was worth more than anything. Was a very long time ago. I got a Banhaven. I don't know how it's pronounced. It's a Scottish whiskey brand in a black tube from my dad. And he gave it to me and he said, "Here you go, son." And I was like, okay. So I finished it and I liked it. And I didn't return to whiskey after that because I had a long time when I drank anything else than whiskey and like beer. And I was 20 years old. I had everything I could. Actually, on that day, I was a student and such, and just returned from the army also. It was that. I don't remember which type it was, but it was good. And if I would have kept it instead and not opened it, would probably be worth a whole lot of money, I think. I have never seen it after that. Yeah. And that was my first tried whiskey. And the one I fell in love with perhaps would have been Banhaven. Yeah, okay, Scottish lady. Gorai Matagat. No, it was not. I can't even say anything. Yeah, she always tells me you have to look at YouTube, and I don't remember the guy's name, but he's a guy that tells you how to pronounce Scottish whiskey, and I know she will write it soon. What his name is in like 5 seconds, perhaps. She will write his name, and he like sits in a chair and he looks angry and he says the right pronunciation, Bukladik. Something like that. I said, okay. And I try to remember, but I mean, I mainly drink Irish whiskey. But the one I fell in love with, perhaps that started me to try more, would be one of the Ardbegs, I think. So it's Scottish whiskey started off with. Yeah.
Okay, it's Brian Cox.
And my
very first whiskey was at Glengoyne. I hiked the West Highland Way, and so Glengoyne is a distillery you visit the first day around noon. And I was it was the first time I was in Scotland, and so I wanted to go to the distillery for sure. And so I had a tour there, and afterwards a tasting. So I think Glengoyne 10 or 12 was my first, and I thought, okay, I like whiskey, but I have the heavy backpack and no car, no possibility to carry it. And yeah, it was like, I like it, but nothing more. So then years go by, and then I had a book from Chris Carter I read, and the protagonist drank Kilchoman quarter cask strengths. And I thought, wow, the tasting notes are really good. I stopped reading, Googled it, bought the bottle, and that was mine. So it's Kilchoman cask strength, so not the whiskey you would recommend to a beginner usually. But this is how my journey started.
That's so cool. I really love them. Yeah. Thanks to you.
I haven't had one, so I have to fix that.
You need to.
I need to send you a package, I think.
That would be appreciated.
20 bottles or so, yeah.
Oh,
I have the address. That's fine. They're really great.
I'm going to Whiskey Live in Dublin next year in March, and I think Kilchoman is actually coming there, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you need
I booked a ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Supposedly, you actually don't have to pay that much when you've entered, because the Swedish Whiskey Fair, you pay an admission fee, like 50 euros or something like that, and you go around with the little hat, and you have to pay everyone to be able to taste something. You get some tickets or something like that. But Whiskey Live in Dublin, I've understood that it's like when you've paid and you get in there, they're there to share the experience of whiskey.
Yeah.
And they want you to try whiskey, and they were like, hey, would you like to taste this? And you talk with people. So I'm really looking forward to it, because I like that setting where they're there to spread the word on the brand instead of, you have to pay for everything, because it's probably you would only buy stuff that you would like to buy in the first place. If it's cheaper, you will try something that you don't not inclined to try in the first place. And that's really good for everyone, I think. I mean, I would,
absolutely.
I wouldn't try some stuff if I had to pay a lot of money if I don't know what it is, because too cheap for that.
Yeah.
I'm Swedish, so.
But we have the same in Germany. You have to pay an initial fee, but it's not that much than 50 euros. I think it's around 10 euros most time. And then you have for every dram, but it's like between 1 and 2 euros.
Yeah,
that's okay, I think. I mean, it's not
but the really old stuff and rare stuff can be easily 10 euro a dram. So, and then you think about it.
Yeah. And I mean, if you know the people, because you're going to a lot of that, then you just get 1 or 2 free. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm going, so it will be fun. So if you're looking into it and you want to come, so
March, Dublin? Is it in Dublin?
How?
I just need to Google it. I would like to.
Ticket is in 44 euros or something like that, and it's in March.
Fine. That's pretty cool. What do you know the name?
Whiskey Live Dublin. So they have. I think I had that on my Instagram story. So
I need to have a look. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. We should, because I think the good thing coming out of the pandemic and have something to do. Yeah. So I do that, and would like to go to Belfast Whiskey Week also next summer, if perhaps. I mean, it's time to do stuff. Sitting home in my apartment for 1.5 years, something like that. So I need to do stuff next year. So I will go crazy with the whiskey experiences.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I've heard, just for a bit of commercial stuff, that Macmillan is doing a festival release for Belfast Whiskey Week, and you're on the channel. So if you're listening to this, Mickey Plumber, please send me a free bottle. And if I can do something like the Star Wars thing, if I can do a Jedi thing, Mickey Plumber, send a bottle of the festival.
We are keeping our fingers crossed, Rob.
I don't think he's on, because then he wouldn't resist this, because it's like Jedi mind trick. Yeah. Remember Mickey festival bottle. Yeah.
Now I want to have a bottle as well. So come on.
Yeah. You have to join the festival, and you can buy one. Exclusive 12-year-old or 14-year-old Macmillan, I think.
Cool.
So it's a cool thing.
It is.
We should think about to do it, and then maybe we can have a.
Yeah. I know what you will say, but I'm on. Yeah, totally.
Okay. So let's do it.
Yeah,
you should go for the Macmillan pack.
Yeah, we should.
They have 2 tastings, I think, something like that. At the Belfast Whiskey Week.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so too, but I'm not sure if it's 2 or. Yeah, but we have something.
Yeah, you have. I know. It's easy to check on belfastwhiskeyweek.com. If you, I'm not allowed to say that, but you're in Belfast Whiskey Week, so it should be okay. I think.
It is okay. That's fine. We are not like. I mean, we are on the Macmillan channel, but we are just like allowed to talking about other stuff as well.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's good. Yeah.
So that's cool. Now, do we have any more questions, or do we have a nice ending now? I mean, we are talking like, nearly an hour. So that's cool.
Yeah, thank you very much, Robert, for joining us. It was really entertaining
really
and informative. And glad Midsommar.
Glad Midsommar, and I will also say it's now raining outside. So Midsommar, really much. So thank you for having me, and enjoy your weekend. I think that you will be probably working tomorrow, but I will be sleeping in because I have a day off. It's fine. Yeah. Great.
I mean, I have to work tonight, but I can sleep. That's fine.
Okay. But tomorrow I will enjoy something, and I will send you a Midsommar hälsning as well on Instagram, the both of you. So thank you very much for having me. Stay safe, and
thank you very much.
Yeah. So guys, check out Rob's Linktree with his Instagram, Twitter, and his blog. It's worth to have a look at it. And I say thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us on the viewers, and it was a really great evening. And I would say we see us in 8 weeks or something like that again. I think like around 8 weeks. And stay tuned, guys.
Prost.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.